This one is interesting one. Anugya is asking, isn't it just shoes? Like, how did we come to a point when shoes could be an appreciating asset? How do I introduce you? Like a person, entrepreneur who runs a YouTube channel, content creator, what?
Or small business owner.
Small business?
Yeah, it's a small business, man.
Bro, I want to know, how was it for you growing up? Like, how was school and this, that?
School was cool, dude. It was a great time. I had a really good time in school. I fucking loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really necessarily delve very deep into the academics of things.
Yeah.
Although I liked the idea of learning. I love the idea of learning.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned a lot when I was at school, not necessarily through my academic curriculum.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing ICSE. It was very big on, like, the whole curriculum was very big on like memorizing.
Yeah.
And that was just not something I ever understood per se. Like, I never got the point. So I gave it my own approach and didn't always work with the exams. So when, if we were talking about math, for me, it was always about understanding how it works. And that always worked for me in life.
What was your
And
stream? I don't know how ICSE works. I am a CBSE guy.
ICSE, you have to do everything. So I had science. I never had any commerce subjects per se. Like, I never had accounting or anything.
Mm-hmm.
There was one time, I think, when you could choose between some commerce thing and computer science, and I was doing computer science. I was always very passionate about it. 11th and 12th grade, I moved to HSC.
At time that I want to go into some business sort of thing, so I'll be taking commerce or something. I had nothing.
So it was always that. And it's been since the start. I was very clear that I want to start my own business.
Like, when
I was 10 years old, a little before I turned 10, I think I was 8 or 9, I asked my dad for an iPod.
Okay.
And my dad was just like, who made the iPod? And I was like, I don't know, I'm like 8 years old. I don't know who made the iPod, dude.
Yeah.
And he's this dude named Steve Jobs who started Apple. He got kicked out of Apple. He started Pixar. And then he went back to Apple and just did this iPod. And I was like, damn, it's crazy. One man, so much impact on the world. I was like, wow. I was very awestruck.
Like, you were always into overpriced things, starting from.
Dude, like, I couldn't afford it.
I want to take your perspective on this. Like, everyone just keeps on debating what really made Apple an Apple.
Apple, Steve Jobs made Apple. Every other company would build the phone and then send it to a design team. Apple will design the phone and send it to engineering team. And it's like these things that the philosophy that runs the business, the philosophy that runs what they stood for. I don't know what they're at now, but back when I was a child, that's the stuff that makes me happy, and that's stuff that I like, is that they control that experience. They're big on that.
Another question is that, had it not been for shoes, all right, would have you still gone into the business thing?
Yeah, dude. It's not my first business. Like my 15th maybe.
Okay.
It was not, I love shoes, so let's start a shoe business. It was, I love business. Okay, shoes seems to be a thing. Let's do shoes.
And what made you decide to go for shoes? Like,
just finding out how big it is around the world, and then looking at India and okay, it's not very big in India. So what do? You grow it here. How do you grow it? What are the issues? There's lack of awareness and there's lack of accessibility. Okay, how do you build awareness? We started MainstreetTV as a YouTube channel to build awareness. Where we do some kind of videos to attract a new audience, and then we do like these podcasts and long-term conversations.
I was like, why did I open up so quickly?
Interviews with people who know more to explain more and generate more of awareness around it. The next thing is accessibility. How do you build accessibility? You start a store. You help people who have product within India sell it. You help people who want to buy it. You bring product from around the world. You help people within the country find buyers and sellers. And the philosophy was clear from day one. And I think that's why we managed to grow to whatever little stage we're at today. And I think the fact that we survived here, and we're so lucky to have like a team of people now, and I think that's all because we were very clear on the philosophy that we were building.
It's very interesting that you brought like Apple. And what I want to ask is that, for example, Apple, when you're talking about the era of the iPod, Apple was a huge thing in India. It still is, but I think it's not that desirable anymore. People have Apple. What I want to say is that it's not the thing that people like really crave for it now? For example,
it makes it more desirable. Everybody wants it.
I slightly disagree because on the shoe thing, the reason for which the price gets appreciated because of the limitation of the availability, right? So don't you think that if you make it like available like way too much, that thing will go down, whole demand and supply?
That's a strategy. They do the same thing with shoes. Kanye did this with the Yeezys. Okay, they made them super limited earlier. Now everybody has them. Just make them less desirable, makes them more money.
Eventually, everybody who wants to get Yeezys will get Yeezys. Adidas has promised me that because there's so many kids that have wanted them that couldn't get them. And I talked to the heads at Adidas and they said, we can make
It doesn't dilute the brand, it grows the brand, more people know about it. It's called bending. That's what Apple did earlier. It was okay, fine, only one iPhone. Did it become culture? Now it's culture. Now they do SE, so more people can have it. Now they have 11, so more people can have 11 Pro, so people can have the exclusive one. Apple Watch is the only fucking wearable that works. It's the only smartwatch that works. Why doesn't the Samsung work? Because Apple built cult. Once it's okay, Apple Watch can work, okay, 2 can work, okay, 3.
One eternity later.
India is a very price sensitive market. So if you would have asked me before starting a business, I would have never suggested you to start a shoe business in India, especially the luxury thing. So what really made you decide that, okay, main karunga, I know people are price sensitive, but I'll do it?
Just thinking that there's a barrier is not going to stop you. If you want to do something, do it. Okay? No matter how far the market is, you can change that. When we set out, it was not, okay, this market is like this, we will do this. It was, we're going to build a market. We're not looking to change the field to an existing market. That's boring.
You don't go by the logic of isme bahut scope hai. If you feel for it, you just go for it.
I mean, I do care about building something that's scalable, but then it's also, dude, nothing is what it is. Okay, nothing in the world is what it is. It's about what you make. Everything Apple can be a shitty ass business, but it's about what they take in. Apple logo and think different could just be that and could be shitty.
Yeah.
But what they take and make with it and the story that they tell with it is what makes Apple.
I swear to God, this is going to be the last question related to the Apple thing. So there's one viral video which is going on YouTube. This is a very extemporary question that I just popped in my mind, in which the Steve Jobs is showing something in the Apple event. Something goes wrong, and like the camera pans, and like he's very angry. Like he's angry. Yeah. As an entrepreneur, that happens with you, I'm sure. How do you deal with that?
I think it's very important to be objective. Whether good things happen or bad things happen, you should be taking the same path. Good things can have positive impact, but you shouldn't be dependent on it for motivation, for drive, things like that. Likewise, when things go wrong, I think getting angry can be a choice. It's okay to do it as long as it's an effective way of path. It's going to happen. Time it doesn't. When things go wrong, it's hard. It's really hard. So it's very important to have just blind faith in what you're doing and keep moving.
Thank you, Apple. We'll move on. I don't know, bro, if you know it, but there's this pandemic going on called coronavirus. So,
my life up. I remember. I heard about
it. So as we talked about it last time, how did that impacted you as a person, as an entrepreneur, business, whatever?
I moved back to Pune to my family on the day that my store was supposed to launch. I was supposed to be grand launch with a grand sale, and it was supposed to be the best day of my life. Also, my 21st birthday. It was fine. It was cool. It was nice. I spent a birthday with my family, playing Monopoly. It was nice. And then I didn't know what was to come because I had massive overheads at that stage, thinking that the store would open. Stupid business decision, big risk I took. So basically, the pandemic was really good for us. We did phenomenally well. We made more money than we ever have.
Since I've seen this in your vlogs that you did not go to college yet, I want to know what do you think you missed because of not going to college?
A lot, dude. College experience, people, relationships, all that. I think I missed out quite a bit. It's okay.
I was watching this interview of Karim Enati once. So busy doing all those things that he's like, he has no idea how to drive till now. Do you think like something that you missed because you were so busy doing the business stuff?
I don't have a great work ethic, honestly. Okay? I've never been someone who's sat and worked 8 hours straight, 12 hours straight. So no, dude, I think I'm very lucky to have been able to do everything I wanted to. I've woken up some days and wanted to travel. I love sport. I've played every sport I want. Play as many sports as I can.
Honest, like I'm actually lucky that we're doing it for the second time, because first time you were not, I don't know, you were too tired. Last this time you were like shaved and you were fine. So I'm actually happy that we're doing it for the second time. So
I'm back at the so I'm just happy.
So what's your day like? When do you get up? When do you sleep?
Around 9ish. I get to the store by about 10:30, 11, and I'm here till midnight.
I want to talk a bit about relationships for a while. As an entrepreneur, I think it's very tough to sort of be connected to someone and to do other things as well. What's your take on this? Like, how do you manage?
I choose not to engage in a relationship right now because I don't think I could do it justice, because I'm choosing currently to be in my college phase and just be obsessive with what I'm doing and put all my time. I was in a relationship till a couple of months ago. We ended things during the pandemic, which is kind of sad. But I'm trying to, kind of unhealthy, but I'm trying to do this 10 a.m. to midnight thing every day and just give my all to this business for like a couple of years and see what can happen. I think maintaining relationships is really important, not just for work, but for personal balance. I think keeping your mental health balance is really important, because that's what reflects in work. I've been seeing a therapist for the longest time. I think it's great. It's not like anything is super wrong. Sometimes things are bad, sometimes things are good. But there's no reason to not get better. The idea for me was just, I'm cool. I'm really happy that I'm cool. But let me just see what's up. And it's been great, dude. It's fantastic. It's great to be in a relationship. I think it can be done. Look, dude, there's no general application for any sort of advice or principle. Things cannot be generally applied. Everything in the world is nuanced. If you take all advice, it will cancel itself out. And things can be generally spoken, but everything is only specifically applicable. So you need to decide what you want, and anything can be done.
We see like startup dudes, hashtag startup dudes. We see like a typical Instagram or LinkedIn profile of suits and a particular language. But your social media profile just seems to be a normal person who wears like tees. How does that come from? Do you ever think about it? Yeah.
No, dude, I don't know. I get a lot of shit for the things I wear on the daily. Because everybody, we work in fashion and sneakers, and I wear a lot of shitty sneakers. I don't think it makes a difference.
Do you ever feel like people are not taking you seriously enough because you're not that old enough? Because that's something that Indians in general, our society has that.
No, dude, people are not taking you serious enough because you're not smart enough. That's just how it is. People take you seriously for adding value if you have leverage. That's how it is. These are excuses. Age is an excuse that people come up with to first give themselves an advantage and then market as a disadvantage. Age is fucking irrelevant. It's
time. So the million followers that I have, some of them ask few questions. First one is that Kamakshi Singh is asking. First of all, it's a compliment that I have been watching Vedant's vlog for quite a while now. It's great. So, second is that the question, could you ask him how he was able to create a successful business, Main Street, without any professional business training? I think MBA. Yeah.
MBA. Yeah. I don't even have I haven't even passed 12th grade. Just by making mistakes. I'm making mistakes and sticking through the core.
Another question, Jay Malik is asking, if you have ever been to a sneaker fest?
I have been to a sneaker festival. I've been to SneakerCon London. It was very nice. It's fun. And I did buy some stuff for the store. So.
Do you think something like this is happening in India? Like any specific that you want to recommend to people?
Festivals have happened in India. Delhi, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Surat. Pune, Bombay, all over.
This one is interesting one. Anugya is asking, isn't it just shoes? Like, how did we come to a point when shoes could be an appreciating asset?
It's always been like this, first of all.
Yeah.
XYZ person just didn't know earlier. Neither did I. That's fine. It's all right. Yeah. Shoes are, in the world of fashion, clothes are a little more biased towards people who look good. With shoes, it's a little more universal. It doesn't matter what shape, size, height, or skin tone you are. The shoes look the same on everybody. Most people. And then shoes became an appreciating asset because, first of all, they're not all appreciating assets. The only ones that are appreciating are ones that are limited in nature. And that appreciation factor is common across all entities that are in this supply-demand dynamic. It has nothing to do with the fact that there's shoes. No matter what you create, if there is a mouse that is limited in nature and there is enough demand around it, the supply-demand dynamic will make it an appreciating asset. That's all.
This question, very generic one, had to be there. Ritunja is asking, which one would be your favorite Yeezy?
I don't know.
Yeezy's dead. Is Yeezy resell dead?
50, the Yeezy 750 chocolate.
Okay. Which one is your current obsession or something you look up to as of now?
I think the Union LA Jordan 1.
Just one thing, one advice from my side, bro. Since you were telling me last time that you are extra passionate about things, there's this one book I've been reading called Stillness is the Key. I'll be sharing the PDF with you. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Sure.
With that, we'll be wrapping up. And thank you especially because you have been patient enough and kind enough to do this again. So thank you.
Awesome to see you, buddy. Have a good one.
Yeah.